Okay, I'm back now. So, elevations, everybody, and the collective. Mm, don't laugh at me, y'all. I'm wearing these. I'm wearing these on here. So, the title, as it indicates, let's talk dating in today's society. Let's be honest about a lot of things. So, if anyone must know, why did that fall like that? If anyone must know, I'm Shay, the Dual Alchemist, and as you come in, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. So, I'm single, have been for over a year now. It's been well over a year. Celibate for over a year. I'm not dating anyone, but I'm definitely open to dating. That don't mean that I'm gonna date anybody. I'll just be like, oh my god, a man. Oh my god. But I'm open to dating, right? But it's a lot going on, and I think people really be feeling like, oh yeah, and apologies if I um came started the live like 6 minutes late. I freaking got lost on being on the TikTok shop looking at dresses. I like dresses. I have a lot of dresses in there. I just don't be wearing them because I don't really be. I see strength and justice. Um. Anyways, I have a lot of dresses. I just don't be wearing them. So I'm like, oh my god, no, I need to have this. It's this necklace set I want to have that'll look good with this dress. So I like dresses, y'all. Anyways, um, blocking 10 of Pentacles. We're not even gonna do that. We're talking about relationships, love here, what's going on in the love, and relationship energy. Most people are at church right now. Maybe they'll find love in God, or maybe they'll find love in themselves. But as I stated, I'm open to dating. I'm not dating anyone right now. Not actually active with anybody. I don't share my body with everybody. Uh, you got to be a pretty special type of person in order for me to date. But I am open to dating. So, you know, as the year progresses, we're already in August. I will more than likely start going on dates. I'm just trying to make sure that I myself am together or to a certain point in my life before I, before I start dating. But I'm pretty much there. So I am ready to start kind of like exploring options and stuff because usually, like I do a lot of blocked, but it is what it is. There's some nice looking men out there. Nice. Y'all looking good out there. I cannot lie. And y'all healing too. Like, oh my gosh, y'all so sexy. Oh God. And I can say that, because I don't have any prospective men or nobody I'm dating, nobody I'm really talking to. So, and I'm not dealing with exes. I'm going to make that very, very clear. I do not backtrack. If I leave you alone, if you're an ex, you know what I mean? If I leave you alone, it's just that. It's just that. It's no backtracking because there has to be the Seven of Swords, the Emperor. We're not even doing this. Sneaking around. Somebody is watching. Somebody that may be wondering if it's worth. Let me address this. So, because I'm open to dating, that doesn't mean that I want to. I'm not gonna be nobody's sneaky link. You got a family, stay with your family, or go towards a woman who is okay with being a side piece or a sneaky link. For me, I require too much attention. Okay, I require time, energy, effort, and none of those things are in sneaky link and side piece situations. None of those things can really be provided. Okay, You know, the man may give you like, especially if he has a wife, family that he lives with, an establishment, home, somebody he lives with, whatever the case may be, long-term relationship. You're not gonna get the time, the energy, and the effort. You may get the money, you may get bought gifts, and you may get like, you know, you may get your backbone out now, right? And we all like a good that, right? But you're not gonna get the things that really matter. Um, so being somebody sneakily, because that's definitely what I'm getting from here. Seven of Swords, the Emperor. Somebody may have a long distance relationship somewhere with somebody that they want to sacrifice for a family, or they want to sacrifice a family for some type of long distance relationship. I don't know. And we have the star energy. Yep, Knight of Wands. You hear me? Somebody is trying to heal something, maybe with the family, and end a long distance relationship. If this person is confused or trying to decide, they may have a lot of options how to go about doing something. Yeah, they have a lot of options that are competing for their love. These are really desperate people. Desperate. These are page and desperate, grief type, riddle type of energies that are only pages. You hear me? And he may talk to them. This is giving me breadcrumbing, or this may give like somebody just has a lot of options that they talk to. Maybe they are not sleeping with these people. So dating in today's society, it is very challenging. But when you work on yourself and heal yourself, it makes it a little bit easier. Not gonna lie. It does make it harder too at the same time, because you just like any hint of a red flag, any type of anything, you out. And I'll be out. Like, I promise you, I'll start talking to a dude, right? Even if we say, oh, we're gonna talk, we're gonna be friends, we're gonna start off as friends, long distance, whatever, exchange intellect, whatever we may be doing, right? And it's always like over the phone and stuff, right? I promise you, 3 sentences into talking to somebody, I block them. Because people be getting on my nerves. It is difficult dating. Because now, like, I look at men that I used to be like, damn, he fine. Like, oh, he is fine as fuck. Established, put together. But then they be like tramps. They be like whole sluts, right? So do women. Don't get me wrong. This is my opinion. But now those men are no longer attractive to me. So yeah. And also, come on now, wish fulfillment, Ace of Swords, Six of Swords, beautiful energy. I like this better. Was that the deceptive, sneaky link type of something? I think somebody may be contemplating going. Yep, contemplating. I see 2 of Swords there. Going towards a High Priestess, moving towards a High Priestess. They could be indecisive at this time about all the obstacles that they may have to. This is also giving me jump through hoops, because someone is a High Priestess. They may feel like, I don't know if you're doing this, but if you are trying to block a High Priestess's intuition to not see particular things about you, I think that would ruin your chances with that High Priest or High Priestess more than them knowing things about you. Is usually this, and that's also what the 7 of Swords is about. This could be about a divine masculine who's trying to block a High Priestess's intuition or sight into seeing who he is, or where he came from, or what he has done in the past, right? He may have you may have moved on or something like that from a particular lifestyle, particular type of lovers, women, men, whatever, what have you, and trying to block a High Priestess's intuition from seeing who you are. You're robbing yourself of a true relationship, because that's unfair, right? That means that you are robbing the person of a free will and choice to choose whether or not they want to deal with you. If this person is a High Priestess, they will enter and understand where you come from, where you came from, what people have been through, what they have done in their lives, what they have overcome, what they have experienced. They will, a High Priest or High Priestess, somebody who is intuitive, will get that, you know? And if they don't get that, and it's just kind of like, well, that's too much, a little bit too much right there, is not my cup of tea, then you should never try and rob a high priestess of that choice, right? Being sneaky and deceptive and trying to hide your past or block a high priestess's intuition about whom you are or what you done did, that is so unfair. And if you have that type of mentality, you definitely need to still go heal some. So also, and that's kind of like what I'm getting, like why real men, they really won't necessarily come towards me or really approach me. Like they'll want to talk to me to a certain extent, but keep me at arm's length because they worried about my gifts, about me like peering into their lives. I don't do that. So I always give people, how do I get to know you if I go ahead and look into your energy? I think I rob myself of the experience of talking, communication, intimacy, right? Sharing and getting to know each other or one another little by little, right? Not divulging too much at once, right? And so I'm on here and I'm very transparent. So it's just kind of like, well, people can come on here and let's say somebody is interested. They come on here and they can get to know me based off of my videos, seeing the different ups and downs that I go through, the different spiritual warfare, seeing what type of gifts I have, seeing what it is that I'm interested in. You know, they may pay attention to what colors I like. When do I wear makeup? If I ever wear makeup, stuff like that. I really don't, I do that stuff, but I'm just kind of waiting for the kids to go back to school so I can spend more time, get them out to school and then spend more time on, then I'll start back doing my makeup and stuff like that. I just really be bored. So I'll be bored. I keep up with my skincare and my workouts though. I like for people to see me in my natural state, whatever you would like to call it. So people know that sometimes I'm ugly. Because when people start like picking these like Instagram models, men and women, they be thinking they so put together. And then the first time that they see them ugly without their makeup, haircut, stuff like that, they'll look at them and be like, ugh, you're not really all that good looking. You know what I mean? Like I like to give people the full like nitty gritty, the full cutthroat me, right? You're gonna see how ugly I am, right? This is me. This is me on an ugly day. You feel me? This is me on an ugly day. Okay. So I'm just saying. And that's another thing with dating in today's society. Everybody is so put together online. I can't really say that I'm opposed to dating online, although I have did the talking thing long distance, but it never lasts long. I get so irritated. Plus, if you're not, look, yeah, I'm not even gonna say that. So, anyways, mm, anyways, you know, bro, I got sunburn all around my neck from wearing that. What's the name the other day? And I done got so brown this year. Anyways, it's a lot of like polygamous and polyamorous relationships out there. Definitely not judgmental on that. I actually have a masculine guy friend who who that that's his lifestyle that he enjoys, and I actually have found an appreciation for it when he broke it down to me. But am I going to be in one? Hell no. Hell no. No, absolutely not. I mean, because let's be honest, like men, we're gonna address this real quick. We're gonna tap on into this real quick. Um, y'all be wanting polyamorous relationships and stuff, but I don't think y'all really really want that, because when a woman want to be polyamorous, you know, happy Sunday. When a woman wants to be polyamorous and stuff like that, y'all get jelly. Y'all get jelly and be like all good and stuff when you know you want a woman to be cool with you having multiple women or having multiple people in the bedroom. But when women want to do that, y'all be like offended, like, man, no, y'all be clutching your pearls and stuff. And this is like not to hurt or attack anybody's masculinity. That's not what we do over here. We're just talking honest here. So, what is it feeling like in New York, Black Sosa? Because I see you. Don't talk about my eye things either, because you know they're on. They're on. They're just on, and I'm hyped up off of coffee. So, bro, I'm just gonna quit fucking talking. So, definitely, yeah, it's nice outside here too. But yeah, I was talking about like the dating in today's society. So like you said you were celibate, right? So um why? Like, are you willing to not be celibate, or in your celibacy have you, let's say, strengthened your boundaries? Like, are there particular women who used to be attracted to you before you were celibate as opposed to the ones that you're attracted to now, while you're celibate? Has it changed? Because I was just saying that, like, I was saying, like, men that used to be attracted to me before I was celibate, or even when I first started first started my celibacy track, they are not attracted to me anymore. I mean, for Christ's sake, it's a lot going on out here. So, but I am seeing my cat. I am seeing a lot of changes in the masculine population, at least. Women, come on, tighten up now. So, dating in today's society. Now, I'm cool with the whole like now sneaky link thing as far as being private, right? So I get that, because nowadays you have to keep your relationships or who you dealing with private. Which is crazy to me, because why don't people just mind their businesses? Like, if you mind your business and focus on yourself, you would really have nothing to be jealous of from another person or people's relationships. So that'd be strange to me. Like, what be going on here in this world? What be going on? So no, you know, on TikTok, I be on like TikTok and stuff, and they be talking and they be dating, and like, look, and heartache would come out in D'Artagnan. I'm gonna fight you because did you knock over that litter box? I mean, and this just keeps coming out. I don't know what this is. Who's like trying to hold on to a family dynamic? Who's burdened about holding on to a family dynamic? They may have invested a lot into this family, or this could be someone that has a family with someone and they want to hold on to them, but this person has some type of romantic feelings or passion towards a star healer energy. Yep, there's passion right there. And somebody is definitely in their head. Yeah, somebody is heartbroken and burdened about hanging on to a family dynamic. This is split here. So the ultimate median here is true, very true. Who don't like a freak? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're grown over here. We are grown over here. So who don't like a freak? Because if I'm being honest, we grown. We definitely are grown. So I just am very selective with, if I ever, when, whatever, I'm just not you just can't be like that with everybody, because like a lot of people being outed with like these videos and stuff. But somebody get mad, they done broke up with somebody, and they done like all type of freaky stuff together and stuff, and did like home movies and videos. Somebody get broken up with, and then people want to like put the put the videos and stuff out there, like, bro, like I just don't know. I'm pretty sure my ex did that to me. So, hey, it is what it is. I'm not embarrassed because I was like faithful to him, with him, and you out here cheating. That is just the craziest thing to me. And then when I decide that I want to walk away from you, like, what? Like, you really want I know what you've been doing. Like, nobody will admit it, but I already know, because he's he's ignorant like that, you know? He like real ignorant like that. Like, you really want to share that picture or whatever with your homeboys and stuff. And now you wonder why your homeboys creeping around my house, following me around and stuff. It's just not gang stalking stuff. This is like, look, man, y'all need to tighten up. Talking to y'all homeboys about what be going on in the bedroom, how freaky the woman is, how wet it is, how tight it is, how flexible she is with type of stuff. Because, man, I'm telling you, the homies, not all homies, you got some that are very okay. So I'm just saying, like, people say that they don't do that, you know what I'm saying? People say that they don't do that. But okay, let's say this, like, for real. You never know what you would do until you get you, like you said, you like freak, right? So let's say you done had some freak. Let's say you get that freak, you know what I mean? That freak that, you know what I'm look, they out here. Let's just say that. And man, and let's say it don't work out for whatever reason, and y'all done did some of that, and then like but I'm just saying, listen. Because I crack myself up. You're gonna have to excuse my bluntness, but I say, look, stuff that grown people need to talk about. But then you get that one, right? And then it don't work out for whatever reason, that person want to leave you alone. And people go crazy over that. People go crazy. Like, I have several exes that want to murder me. And this is not me joking. This is not me being boastful. I'm hella serious. Like, they want to murder me. They want to unalive me. I think I can't say murder. But yeah, I have several exes who done lost their damn minds. But it's like, those people are just not for me. The level of immaturity. And see, I want. If we talk about what we like, okay, definitely like some, BDSM type of shit. So I'm just saying, I can be dominant, I can be submissive. It doesn't matter. But no, I'm dead ass, like, serious. Like, I have an ex from 12 years ago. He stay in a whole nother state, and that man is whole life. I don't know if the dude's schizo or what, but like, to call me after 12 years, we've been split up now. We have 2 children together, but calling me and ask me if I want to be back with you. Do I miss you? Are you insane? Are you insane? And I know he been doing like foul stuff behind the scenes. Like, anyways, so I tend to, some stuff we just gotta be like, dating in today's society with all that stuff happening with like people outing each other. Now they have that little take it down act or whatever, and then you can do all the slanderous lies and stuff like that, or you can sue for punitive damages or whatever the case may be. But remember, in order to win a case of slander or defamation, those things that are posted have to be lies. Like that T app, Well, that T app is a mess. I want to talk about that too, dating in today's society. I think all those men who got on that app and did that are stupid. I think they're stupid. I did a little TikTok short, about it. I thought those women, they are idiots, bro. They are idiots. 9 times out of 10, you don't know what T app is, the T app. So it was this app created by this woman, and she her reasoning, because I'm gonna tell you why it's bullshit. Her reasoning for creating the T app was to protect women. It was supposed to be like a girls app. It was supposed to be like a protection type of source app where women could like post stuff about men who like are abusive, they domestic violence, they may be like P3DOs and stuff, and apists with an R, and perverts, they may be on the ex-offender registries. They may have a real violent history towards women. That's what the T app was initially designated or created for, to forewarn women to be weary of particular men. But man, you have women that start getting on there, of course, messy women, miserable women, karmic women, low vibrational women getting on there, and they start posting pictures of like the dude they was messing with. And mind you, some of these females will be messing with this dude. Some of these females will be messing with a dude like 2-3 weeks, a month, and they put a man's picture on there, and then they ask other women, "Oh, are you dating? Is anybody dating or messing with this man? Because we dating or we been messing around." For one, bro, like, man, and people like literally they took the whole. It was supposed to be a safe space, and of course they abused it, because you know why? Because I'm gonna be honest, women are ignorant. If you talk about jealousy and envy, yes, men and women are both jealous and envious, but women are real jealous, envious, and stupid. And see, this is the thing with those. So women was posting like pictures of dudes maybe they've been dating for a couple of years, maybe they've been married. Women was posting they men, and then other females would get on there and they could comment anonymously, and they could put stuff like pictures they had of the man when they was with them, their address. They was putting like the men dirty clothes, showing how they wash their clothes, showing how this man. But it took a bad turn, because like, one, the problem I had with that app was you should never have to go that far to find out if a man as a woman is cheating. For me, if I think you cheating, you out of there. I'm not gonna put you on a T app, and I'm not gonna put it on social media. They have the same kind of groups, right? This is an app now, but they had them groups on social media where they was like, are you dating this man, or are we dating the same man? Do you know him? Y'all are ignorant. It just shows. It don't make the man look bad. It make the woman and or women look bad. And it was crazy as hell, because a lot of women found out that they were sleeping with the same men. The crazy part is a lot of those women also found out that they slept with the same men who gave them all HIV, STDs, chlamydia, gonorrhea, all kinds of stuff. And it was like, yeah, on that note, when you're talking about STD checks, but come on, let's be honest, y'all, you sleeping with a man unprotected, for one. Y'all doing all this actual stuff with a man you have not been intimate on a intellectual level, on an emotional level, just an actual level and attraction. Okay. It just exposed all kinds of stuff. And so, it was just crazy, because one, the point I was trying to make is, you don't know, since people could comment under a man's picture and they could like red flag him. They could put like, "Oh, I was with this person in such and such year, and he didn't have a job. He don't have his own place. There's no way for anyone to fact check that, right? You can't really fact check what somebody else says. The point I was trying to make is like, What if a man was in an unhealed state or in just toxic energy? He was out there being a player. Everybody be a player. Everybody has been a player. And maybe let's say a man, he had a few little different women or whatever that he was dealing with, and he made it clear to that woman, those women, that he really didn't want anything like solid or anything serious, right? That it was just like, booty stands, one night stands, booty calls, whatever the case may be. And then they sit up and let's say he got some good, right? And maybe that thing is schlong, right? And so he put it down on a woman. And even if a woman agrees, a lot of the times women are not emotionally and intellectually and emotionally mature in order to understand what a sneaky link is, or to be somebody's side piece, or to be somebody's little boo thing, or little friends with benefits. So they get hella attached. And then the moment that a man want to pull back, they get in their feelings and they start doing crazy stuff. That's what females do. That's what women do. Period. It's both parties' fault, but that's what women do. And so then you have women like that who getting on the T app, and they may post a man that they was friends with benefits with, who done stopped dealing with them. And then they post that man, and then they have their friends get on the app and then put all kind of red flags and bad reviews. They was doing reviews on me wrong. They draws all kinds of stuff. Listen, it was just crazy, right? And so but yeah, they would have their friends get on underneath the picture after they post it and say all type of terrible, nasty things about that person. But nobody really knows if that's the truth or not. You really can't trust what people say, especially if a female is in her feelings. So then you got the men who trying to retaliate and stuff. And then not only that, this was supposed to be an anonymous app, and it was not, men were not allowed into the app, right? And so then you have females who were on there screenshotting stuff, and they were getting on live. They've been getting on live on TikTok, and it kind of like died down now. But they were getting on live on TikTok after being accepted into the app and verified. And they would get on live with one phone, and they'll be logged into the T app, and they'll be going over on live, all the different men's pictures, the names, their addresses. And long story short, a lot of women started getting unalive. They found at least 5 women unalive because they were also on there, like putting videos, outing men for being bi, outing men for being on the down low. There was transgenders and transsexuals on there that were outing men and stuff. And women start coming up like, for real, like, and it's just crazy because it was like all that really could have been avoided because y'all never, y'all just really defeated the purpose. And I feel like it was just so stupid because for me, one, we established that this is what it's going to be in the beginning. That's what it's going to be. If anybody catch feelings, somebody needs to say something now. If you catch feelings easily, look, me, I'm clingy. For me, I used to be real clingy. So that's why I don't just mess with people. Like I don't just sleep around with people. So but if I ever decide to ever be in like a friends with benefits, I got to be headstrong, mentally strong, heart strong, everything before I get in that situation, knowing that I could possibly catch feelings, and then be emotionally mature enough to say to myself, when I feel like I'm catching feelings, okay, I'm catching feelings, so it's time for us to distance ourselves. Like it just takes a lot. People just need to get their shit together because it is that T app was crazy. You can do what? Emotionally detach. Oh, baby, I'm like an ascended master of detachment right now. I'm like an ascended master of detachment. Look. I was with a man for over 8 years. I walk past him in the store like I don't know that person. Like I ain't never seen you before in my life. I'm not even doing it. True. Very true. And I think a lot of people are kind of aiming towards that, but there's a lot of healing that needs to go on, a lot of counseling that needs to go on. So, continuing with the T app. I'm so messy. Look at me. I'm being messy. So the men, they started being like, oh, okay, so women. So they was like, so women, y'all want to act like y'all not out here sleeping with multiple men and, like getting backdoored and stuff like that. And so the men made their own T app. And so women, they start getting they started going live and stuff. And they was like, look, ladies, y'all need to kill it with the T app because the last thing women need is for women to be like, look, I got side niggas, like I got a couple, look, I got a roster. I don't need with no nigga on my roster. Y'all need to stop starting all this mess because women that's sitting back here in the cut, we cool, and y'all trying to get some shit started because now these men gonna start putting women's pictures on there. So they start putting women pictures on the T app, and they was putting like women's crusty ass panties. Like they was doing a lot, bro. They was doing a lot. And I was like, see, that's what y'all get for trying to be messy. Talking about, I'm a girl's girl. I don't even play that shit. Hey. Now I'm squinting because I need glasses, right? Divine Gem 333. Hey, Pooh. So we was talking about like the T app and stuff, right? And I was saying, have you been on that app? Divine Gem 333. You been on that T app? Cause girl, that is just crazy. Anyways, they was doing a lot on that app, and I was like, bro, y'all need to go heal because women was fighting and getting into it, and I was like, look, none of y'all are going to leave that man. You said I haven't been on it, but sounds like a mess. A mess. But people, there's actually, I don't know what they want to call them, the teabag killer. Look, I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. Because women have actually lost their lives. So, yeah. But that, like even with that, like I was saying before you got on, I don't do that. I just don't see. Look, that's a mess. I'm not gonna, it's more embarrassing for the man or woman to put that person on there. That's just crazy to me. Like it would be I would be so embarrassed if I call myself going to put somebody I was dating, which I'm dating. We talking about dating in today's society, and this is one of the reasons why. But if I was dating somebody and I just go put that person on the T app, and then 400,000 women comment under that picture, I was just with him last night. He made me squirt. Like that is so embarrassing. Because who's to say that they telling the truth or not? Some of those women were telling the truth, and some they were just not. But for me, I would be so embarrassed. I would feel stupid. It wouldn't bring me any type of peace. You said, especially in the beginning, like, what? Yes. And that's what I'm saying. Women was putting men on there who they was like talking to for like 3 weeks, a month. Like, girl, go sit down. Y'all are embarrassing us. I was talking so much mad shit about that. Like last week, I was like, look, y'all not helping you. You guys are setting women back. You know that. This is a setback. This is not one giant step for womankind. This is a setback because y'all actually are on there looking insane. And then you had women that were on there too. Now I haven't seen the men's app and I don't care to. I just seen it on live because they were like logging in and then they were on live on TikTok going over different men's pictures, commenting everything. But you had women on there who would see a man's picture and be like, damn, he fine. How I get in touch with him. So it literally defeated the whole purpose. Look, listen. I don't know. It didn't work well on Facebook, and it's not because it was intended to protect women from predators, right? It's too crazy. Yeah. For real. I mean, it's been over a year for me, right? I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, but I sure am horny. But then I look out, I just have to say that. But then I look at stuff like the T app and all the crazy stuff going on. I'm like, yeah, nah, y'all can keep that. The STD rates rising. You know, they had that whole passport boys thing, and then yeah, oh, Lord, it's so complicated. But in celibacy, like um you will gain a lot of focus and mental clarity, and then strengthen your discernment. So when you're ready to get back out there, like you can just detect it'll be something inside your gut, and you'll be like, no, he don't need to come near me. No. Because I be blocking the crap out of them. But it is a lot of men out there healing, so that's what I will say. So of course, you know, everybody gonna have their own I don't know, their own journeys. That's all I'm gonna say. But to me, I definitely am ready to get back out there and date. I just don't like around here in this town. Right, right. And that was the scariest thing for me. It's like y'all still out here raw dogging it. Y'all still out here like boasting about being side pieces and stuff like that with the STD rate going up. That's crazy to me. That was crazy to me. Like so many women found out that they had been exposed to HIV and some type of like herpes and stuff like that on that T app because they were sleeping with the same man. And it was like in Detroit, it was like 30 some women who had slept with the same man within a like a month or so time frame, and he gave them all HIV. One woman got on there and exposed how he had given her or exposed her to HIV, or she gave it to him, one of the two. And every other woman who had commented on his picture and said that they had slept with him too, they all went and got tested, and literally they were coming back with positive test results. That's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm like, but look, y'all, I know like condoms don't protect against HIV, but still, like, y'all clearly are out here just raw dogging. After y'all seen all that crap in, what was it, like Pennsylvania? No, was it Pennsylvania? Philadelphia. And then, you know, like there was like the 200 and some thousand that tested positive in Houston. And then, bro, like and then Chicago. And then it was a couple of other places. And this is like when they start talking about the whole passport boys and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh Lord, it just make my whole libido go down. It just make my whole libido go down. But yeah, strengthen and will and discernment. But I am starting to see, like I said, I'm gonna give men they props. They are starting to heal. They are starting to like step away from like having the multiple women. More men are starting to navigate back towards like the family unit and structure. You said it's dumb too. You know what I mean? You know what and look, and I'm not trying to laugh, I'm just saying true. That 20-minute little pump, just go. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But that's the part about dating. When you know, so I'm definitely ready to get back out there after a year, but I'm telling you, I'm not dating around here. I don't think I want to date anybody in the state of Arkansas. I don't think I want to date. I'm gonna be looking, but what's gonna be important, of course. A lot of people want to skip this step, but this is necessary and important. Like on the first date, let's go get coffee and go to a clinic and get tested. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I think that should be like the first date because, you know, especially if you like, we being honest here, right? Especially if you like me, you've been celibate, you haven't been dating, you've been single, and stuff like that. Like if I go on a first date and I really like you, I'm gonna want to hit that, right? I'm gonna want to hit that. So I just gotta be honest. I want to hit that. Like, if you make my heart flutter and you intrigue my mind and you really like got something going for yourself and stuff like that, and you really like, I'm gonna want to hit that. So for real, before that, we even go on an actual date. The first date should be like, let's go get coffee and go get tested. You know what I mean? Just in case we hit it off, right? And I'm not saying that to sound harsh. I'm saying that in today's society that we live in, especially when it comes to the dating pool, we need to talk about the uncomfortable things, right? What'd you say? That's the first time you heard a woman say what that they gonna eat that. Look, I told you, celibacy is hard. It's hard. But no, when I look at men, like I said, men that used to be attractive towards me, and I'll be like, dang, they fine, dang, they look good. They are no longer attractive to me because I'm looking at, especially around here, like, dang, y'all just really out here just taking them down, stacking up bodies, and y'all really think that's like a flex. It's no longer the moment that they said that the HIV and AIDS rate had went up to a level of an epidemic. Men became unattractive to me. They were already unattractive because they won. Most of them that I would encounter were not talking about anything. No real life goals, no plans, no real set career, no focus, no nothing. Like all you can account for is that you're a player and that you get money. That's it. That's it. That's it. Wow. Oh my God. I'm so amazed. I'm so amazed. So men became unattractive then, but celibacy became real sweet and cute to me. When I seen, I was like, oh my God, I'm glad I'm not out here sleeping around, right? But now that I want to get back out there, and I'm only feeling like it's okay, it's safe. Of course, I've asked like my ancestors and spirit guides, and as we should know that this is that type of channel. And it's okay to get out there and date, but now being by myself and hermit, being celibate, is using my discernment, having boundaries, like even having boundaries with myself, like, yeah, you like him, and yeah, like you probably want to hit that, right? But just go get tested. Just go get tested. It's a small step. It's not that hard. It's not that difficult. People literally don't do it just because they don't want to do it. People don't care about their hygiene. People don't care about their true health, right? And so that's just something real necessary when getting back out there and dating, right? Because we gotta be safe. They even are starting to sell at-home kits and stuff. Like I would keep at-home kits handy. And it's not like I'm gonna be out there. I would be out there spreading myself, far, thin, and wide, or whatever, however you say that. But it's a matter of like just being safe and being honest. We are grown-ups. It is completely natural and healthy for us to have sexual attractions with someone we're dating. Completely healthy, completely normal. If I say, look, I like you, I want to hit that, that's what I mean. It's the truth, So, what y'all say? Yep. 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 Especially the boundaries with ourselves, right? Even when like we're in hermit, we start learning our to place boundaries on ourselves. Because it's easy when you're in hermit, you celibate, you're a single parent. It's easy to pick up bad habits and stuff like drinking. Like I caught myself like almost getting back into a lot of drinking. Definitely not the drug thing, right? But man. I know. I know. I know. And that'd be the hurtful part. Uh, but I still like to, I still would like to put it out there that I am a firm believer that what didn't work out was never, was it meant to work out? God knows who he has for us, you know? You something else, Black Sosa. It does get so complex. Yeah. But people are out here doing the healing. That's one thing I can say that I can look forward to. I am seeing a lot more men. It's kind of like the women done switch the women done kind of switch roles with men and stuff, and they out here on like not all women, but like they out here. They are definitely out there and they doing the most, and they got rosters and side pieces and sneaky links, and they have a man for every kind of whatever area in their life. And you know, they women are really out here. But and I'm starting to see the men, and I believe it's because men simply don't like that. They don't like, no longer like how it feels to be played. Like they used to be the players and make it look cool. Now women doing that and they really don't like it. Now women are being boastful about being hoes and stuff like that, and they don't like it. Women are being boastful about, oh, you're not my only man. You just look, you want to know what number you are on the roster? You probably like number 17. You know, if I had to put you, if I had to number you, I got my number one, you probably at 17. It's hurting men's feelings, right? It's no longer cute. This whole player role, this whole I want to be a dog role, this whole dynamic like that, because now women, you know what they say, women do it better. So they don't like it now. They don't like it now. And so a lot of men are moving away from that, and they going towards like they want to have a family, they want to have a monogamous relationship or an agreeable polyamorous relationship. You know, because you know, one step at a time. They taking small steps, baby steps. People. Some men can't go just from being players to being in a monogamous relationship. I mean, if the woman is really important to them, but if it, sometimes they have to take small steps. Yes, hella funny, but you not lying. He said, "Chicks is the new niggas." I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And I be feeling so. I just sit, look, in Hermit. This is the best time where you can sit back and you just pay attention to the role switching, and you see who doing what group, what demographic, what age range, who really doing what, right? They be on a lot, you know. They be on a lot. And it's like it's crazy because the younger men, what they want to call the YNs, they looking for the older women because they like the younger women. Their ages are not like they. I don't know. I don't know. They just not satisfied with them and stuff. That oh my god, it's so much going on in the world, bro. But it's not as bad as we would like to think. I think social media just makes it worse. I think social media was created for the purpose of exposing, but also humiliating people. I think social media was created to be able to target people who are actually genuine, who actually love, who actually like relationships and long-term relationships and want to date to marry. And those people were like targeted, and then people really have been sending people towards those type of people. You know that they like target you for that. If you're like, they had these whole groups going around and stuff that were exposed where it was like 70,000 men, right? And they were talking about how they drugged and essayed their wives, girlfriends, their children, their grandparents, bro, it's crazy how they have groups of men that are actually targeting, you know, women who are on the celibate track, who are on the spiritual journey, who are single, sexy, self-sufficient, celibate, stuff like that. And it's groups of men that have been created that literally are targeting those type of women, and they are paying each other and sending men towards these women just to take them down, just to expose them to STD, just to, you know, abuse them in some kind of way, whether it be emotional or whatever. Yeah, like, bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's not all men. So don't get me wrong when I say that, Black Sosa. It's not all men. And just like it's women out there who women was doing the same thing, mind you, the baby traps of the ballers and the made men and the stuff like that. And it's women who were gold diggers who were seeking men like that out just to, you know, try to be set for life. So they have groups of men that are doing like the same thing, except for they just really are out here just trying to destroy a woman that considers themselves strong, independent, and don't need. It's not even that we don't need a man, right? And that's another thing people need to get over is like women like me and stuff. It's not like we don't need a man. Nobody is saying that. Nobody is saying that. It's just that we don't want any kind of man. Because when people lacking boundaries, like it really be some ugly dudes out here that really be thinking that they be having chances. Like ugly, good for nothing, dusty bum, unintelligent, barely have a GED, sleeping on Tamika couch, driving Tisha car, you know, stuff like that. Like, and they really be thinking like they God's gift to women. Like, where do you get off? Bad attitude, talk to women disrespectfully, like, and then they really like will cuss you out. They'll want to fight you and everything when you don't want to give them the time of day. Like, who are you? Like you literally don't live. You talk about no standards. But at the same time, it's because women out here, like the ones on the T app, are out here accepting those men or just sleeping with those men, making it seem cool. Oh, I want to be this, and this is a spin-off or a sequel to when they made the whole trend of being a side chick cool. Remember that? Y'all remember that? They made being a side chick like the cool thing to do. I be the side chick. I'm done. He would rather be with the side chick than be the wife. Where the side chicks at? What babies that the nigga don't want to take care of, and he ain't with them. He probably back with the wife or with the long-term committed girlfriend, or he just done moved on somewhere else and got into a committed connection. That's what happened to the side chicks. They made that popular, remember? And you wanted to trap a dude because he had the money and you thought he was going to set you for life and stuff like that. And you made it cool to be the side chick. Now these men not now, but lately in the past, what we're seeing is like a sifting out of the energy of like men just treating women like shit. I'm telling you. I believe you. But like I was on my other live, I was talking about how my middle kid's dad, like for the past year, he been calling me, and I've been broken up with him for 12 years. He been calling me and he like, you miss me? Why would I miss you? You're my ex. Nobody is back. For me, I don't backtrack. And we're over. You my ex. You're going to stay my ex, little ugly. Okay? You're going to stay my ex. Okay? Stay there. And then like, I was saying like, so this ex that I was with I have the last two babies with, I was with him for over 8 years, right? And when I say finding out that he was doing the most foulest, most egregious things to me, that man is a monster. to be with somebody like that and realize you never really knew a person. You got kids with this person. I literally don't even think that man's name is what it is. Literally, after doing background checks on this person, only after we broke up. So anyways, I've been broken up with him for over a year. He the last person I slept with. That's how I've been celibate, okay? I don't deal with him because he is foul. And I damn sure don't backtrack. He showed up at my house after a year. He does not help me with the children. And I don't push the issue either. That's how much I didn't want to deal with him, is to not even go file child support on him. Just like, go, good riddance. Just go live life, please. Just no reason, nothing. He showed up to my house at 3:00 this morning, out of the blue. Rang my doorbell. I looked out the door window. No, this is exactly what I said. No, I'm not even opening the door. Oh, I got some money for the kids. Oh, really? That's nice. Take it over to my mama's house and then, leave that over there. Don't come back to my house. I'm not doing that. Because see, last time he showed up, and this is the crazy thing, is like, last time he showed up, it was at my mom's house around Christmas. You showed up to look all fresh and nice and so fresh and so clean. Brand new outfit, head to toe, you just fresh. Nothing in your hands for the children. Get the fuck away from here before I call the police on you. I don't know who made up this weird thing where like the baby daddy or baby mama can always come back and hit. I don't know who made that up. But priorities, people. But that's probably because people have been lacking boundaries, Not gonna happen over here, buddy. Like I said, same dude. I'll walk past him today and act like I've never seen that man in my life ever. When I say that man did some heinous things to me, now we want to talk about spiritual warfare on when it comes to these relationships and stuff, and realizing that a lot of people were sent towards us or sent in our lives as simply as monitoring spirits, as demons to destroy our lives. It don't matter if we have kids with them, acknowledge it. We need to acknowledge that. But also that strength, we went through that stuff, like, right? And real. It's real. Hella real. Like that man was a whole demon I was laying next to. Whole demon. So yeah, acknowledging that a lot of them were sent towards us. Maybe, and it don't have to be that someone actually sent them towards us. It's just something in their soul, their spirit, that said that they needed to come into our lives because they could see our life. They could see how good we were. They can see how giving and kind we were. They could see how put together we were, how well we take care of our household, men and women, right? How career focused we may be. And they just needed to get in with us for whatever reason, just something that was itching in their souls that said that they needed to get in because we were going to be their footstool. They were going to walk all over us, use us. And that's what they did. And they attempted to destroy us. That's why there has been a rise in narcissism. I don't think people really acknowledge the fact that narcissism, men and women, is a demonic spirit and a stronghold. People don't talk about that and acknowledge that. That's why a lot of people have been lacking standards, morals, values, boundaries, principles, right? And that's truly what the spiritual warfare has come down to, is like the family structure, realizing that it's not really what we thought it was cracked up to be. Yep. No. Finding out that they never cared. I know. Like it's like the acting, like being with people that long, like how did you pull it off and pretend for so long? That's the creepy part. That's the real creepy part. Is how did they pull it off for so long pretending? Come on now, over 8 years. That's quite a long time. You said what, like 20 years, Divine Gem? Yep, same. Same. What about, like also like not just with our lovers, but when you find out like, oh, you said been broken up for 12 years. Yeah. But when you find out stuff like not only were your lovers or your spouses or the people we were with in relationships with that they were pretenders, but when you find out people like your family and your friends knew the whole time and they never said anything to you, now you talking about some hurt, real bad hurt. Yep, yep, yep. And that's why I said these people were sent towards us, sent to destroy our lives. But for me, and this is strictly for me, I'm definitely ready to get back out there because I literally have eliminated everybody out of my life. So everybody, the kids are here. That's it. The children. Mom, stop fooling with her. Brother, sister, and this is what I mean about strengthening boundaries. The moment that somebody wants to act funny, say a slick or snide remark, the moment a family member, I catch them on one of these, any of that, they cut off. They are out of there. They are out of there. But in doing so, it may be lonely, right? But in doing so, we really strengthening our boundaries. A big part of it is exercise with family. Because who cross our boundaries the most besides our significant other, right? It'd be family. They cross our boundaries and test our boundaries the most. So, baby, when I cut all of them off, I mean all of them. They know not to even stop at my house. They know that I changed my phone number, and no, you cannot have my phone number. I just deleted my Facebook. Okay. Because I don't care. I don't care. I get on here and I'm going to talk to the people that I need to get in contact with me. They know how to get in contact with me, and it's not very many people. So if anything ever happens, also when you do that in the spiritual warfare and stuff, we're talking about spiritual healing and stuff like that, the spiritual warfare. When you start cutting people off, and I mean eliminating people, never speaking to them again, it is what it is. It hurts, but it is what it is. You start feeling better, and then you can pinpoint when stuff start going wrong in your life or stuff start happening, or you can pinpoint whether or not it's just something you're going through, if it's something that you may have done wrong, or if you're under attack, and if you're by who. So that's the beauty in it, for real. And if anything ever go wrong, I know exactly who did it. You know what I mean? If I ever have any problems and stuff, I know exactly who it is, right? It's just like my ex, when he came to the door at 3 this morning, mind you, 3 is the witching hour. I didn't open that door. I didn't take that money. That money probably was cursed, right? But we in Mercury retrograde. I know that not only was that money cursed, he came during the witching hour, and I know that I have a blessing coming. However that blessing is about to come, I know I have one coming because he showed up, and the devil always show up right before God blesses us, right? I had not talked to this man in over a year. He has not attempted to buy his children anything. Is that eclipse thing happening today? Because the sun just looked like it did something hella weird. But anyways, yeah, I have not talked to him. And so you show up 3 o'clock in the morning with some money for the children. 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, no, I'm cool. It's hella real. I'm telling you, the way they try to spin the block. the way they've been trying to, when I say that they've been coming to me in exes, ex-lovers, ex-boyfriends, everything, they have been coming to me in the dream state and everything. And I'd be like, and every time I see any of them, it's always some weird apology and stuff. And in my dreams, I'd be like, I don't want you to apologize to me. F you, blocked. And I literally have been exercising that freaking A in a dream state, right? They can just kick rocks. Kick rocks. They've been coming to me in a dream state, but they've been spinning the block on me. They've been trying to get in touch with me. Him coming. I'm like, bro, Mercury retrograde, it was rearing its head, the energy, before we were actually in Mercury retrograde. Yep. Yep. Because I can guarantee you he did something to that money. I know he did. Even though my children need school stuff and all that stuff right now, right? And I'm working on getting all that stuff. I know he did something to that money. Now, just imagine now, be mindful. This is the ex that poisoned me. That poisoned me, tried to kill me with poison or unalive me with poison. This is the same ex. Imagine if I would have opened the door for him. Who knows what could have happened? Who knows what type of entity or spirit that he has on him from being out there in them streets, and he out there. He out there. Imagine, like I could have opened that door, that could have been the end of me. Took that money, that could have been the end of any blessings, financial, that could have been a financial curse and everything. He showed up at 3 o'clock this morning. I said, no, this is not a coincidence. And he held the money up. It's weird because this is the same ex that tried to go around slandering and defaming me, saying that I was a prostitute. That's what I'm saying. That's because he been knowing. Bro, hold on. My cat. I'm gonna fight you, D'Artagnan, because look what this cat done did, bro. This cat is crazy. Get off my tissue, because why are you in my bathroom? Never name an animal D'Artagnan, because that is an insane little cat, right? Kitty right there. So, but no, that he all of a sudden know about it, which a lot of people will say, oh, I seen it, it's trending. No, these men been knowing about it before we were ever even aware. Look, he's just sitting right there looking at the piece of tissue like he crazy, like, bro. I didn't know, this is the first time I've ever had a cat, right? Look, this is the first time I've ever had a cat, and I be looking at them like they do some real weird, like human like shit, and especially when you raise them around children, do you notice that your cats act like the children? And so I'll be in the restroom, and then because I have a habit of not shutting the door all the way. And every time, without fail, he come right up in there and sit right in front of me. And I'll be like, you just like them kids. It's hella funny, bro. But yeah, these, our partners, men and women, the whole time you with them, they'll never mention anything. Let me see. Man, cats are funny, dude. I've always had dogs, and we've had 2 dogs before this cat, and then the cat. But yeah, it's funny. Like we be in this relationship, men and women, and the person we be with, they never mention root work, spirituality, spells, nothing, none of that. And then all of a sudden it'd be like they come up and they know stuff about it and stuff, right? They know things, and they'll accuse you of it and stuff like that, and you be like, well, I didn't know that you were spiritually inclined or aware of that type of stuff. That's crazy. It's crazy. But even when I was still like dealing with my ex or more so, mm-hmm. That's why I got one. That's why I got one. I know, right? All night. Yeah, roots. And they usually do the roots, of course, through, X magic. The roots are done on our root chakras, typically our root and sacral chakra. Do you know what magu is? I think that's what how you pronounce it. Magu. Magu. Hmm. But like magu, like it's meant, so it's like magu is like a root type of, I don't know if it's Haitian or some type of like if it has like a Haitian origin, or maybe Portuguese or Latin or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, it's like okay. So in Africa, I've heard of Africans doing this. Let's say some people are married, or a man is like married to a woman. He'll insert something in, and it's like roots. He'll insert something in his wife. And women can do it on men too. It's not just in Africa, but this is where I first learned about it, researching. But men will typically insert something in. It could be like some type of twig or something. I don't know, some kind of specific herb that's like a twig, and they put it in there, and it's a craft. And what it does is, if that woman ever goes and cheats on the man she hold on. Not the God complex. Hmm. But yeah, but if the woman goes and cheats on the man with another man, that man will die, or he will be unalived. He will be unalived. There have been like stories where I was hearing, like I was researching this stuff, and they were talking about like a woman that did it on her husband or boyfriend, and he went and slept with another woman, and they got stuck together. Like dogs when they mate and stuff, sometimes they get stuck together. Bro, magu. It's a type of root work. I don't know what its origin is, but it's called magu. Girl, people out here are crazy. Yeah, locked in. That locked in, I've heard, yes. But yet that's like magu root work. Magu. Called magu. Um, it's a lot of people that practice it in Florida. So, but that's why you gotta be careful out here, because man, like, but even with all that being said, I'm not scared. I'm not. I feel like I've been in hermit long enough. I've been celibate long enough. I've really been, really, 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 really been on my, my sugar honey iced tea. So I'm definitely ready and willing today. But I'm telling you, when I talk about taking it slow, I'm talking about snail paced. Because even when people, men or women, they say that they want to get married and that's the goal, that means nothing to me. I have to really get a feel out for people. And like, we have to start asking people, like, spirituality is a big thing. Everybody know about it. People know about tarot readings, tarot cards. It's just is out there, right? People are diving more into that and moving away from religion. So we have to factor in the fact that men and women are out here been practicing spells and witchcraft, voodoo and stuff like that, dark arts and stuff like that. It's no way anybody can get around. And this kind of like a question we need to factor in on our first date, like real date list. Like, do you do magic? Do your family, you got any practitioners, because, even after breaking up with this last ex, I found out his mom is a practitioner, or she practices. And I should have known something. I don't know how I was so stupid and didn't really pay attention, but I guess it was because of the root work that was done, that he did on me. Because of that. But when I was with him, he used to say stuff like, "Yeah, my mom, she be doing like lottery magic, because his mom used to gamble a lot." He was like, "She be doing like numbers, and she gamble a lot and always win a lot of money." Or he'll say stuff like, "Yeah, my mama she be burning herbs and sage and stuff like that." And I should have known something then, because his mama was a hateful woman, a ugly, hateful woman. And it's like, when I look back on that stuff, and I be like, dang, how was you so stupid and didn't pay attention to the fact that he told you if a man tell you his mom is a practitioner or does that type of stuff, then 9 times out of 10, he is more than likely a warlock, and he is well in root work and stuff. But people getting their ass like lit up for all that, because I'm seeing karma play out in real time, dudes. Real time. So yeah. Yeah. Yep. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Where everybody, like, I'm literally everyone. You know how they say when we walk away, we detach from people, even spiritual word. Excuse me. When we walk away from people, it enacts their karma. So I'll detach from my ex. I really haven't been seeing him, but seeing him last night, I seen him a couple of days ago, and I seen him like sporadically here and there. I'm like, dang, he looked bad. Karma. Now, my main thing was detaching away from my family, since I'm in a town where my family is pretty much from, and my mom and dad's side live here, and realizing they all betrayed me. Like, a lot of them got a lot of explaining to do, but I'm seeing their karma play out in real time. When you talk about funerals, unalivings, deaths, stuff like that, man, like, it is the rate at which they are passing away around here is crazy. My cousin, and this is on my mom's side of the family, they all hateful. They're all liars. They're all hateful. They all had a lot to do with a lot. She had to go have major surgery. My oldest sister on my dad's side, they diagnosed her with cancer. My middle sister on my dad's side, she just had a baby, and the baby is like real sick in the hospital, and like incubated, and got like it's on a breathing machine and stuff. Just had a baby, right? Man, like, people losing their houses, losing their jobs, people having funerals every single week. Last week it was 3 funerals. The week before that it was 2 funerals. People are dying in threes, on 1, 2, 3. One day, the second day, and the next day. I kid you not. And I picked up on that energy. Like, last year I did a recording, and I said, Pete, this is what they were telling me, is that it was an entity reading, and it was saying that people would start dying in threes until they made right by the ones they have harmed and did wrong by. And when I tell you that I'm seeing it play out in real time, and this is how I know, and this is how, if you weren't ever sure if somebody was doing something against you, when you see bad stuff start happening in their lives, and you don't do witchcraft on people, you're not wishing them ill will, you just want to move forward and get on about your life. And the stuff bad start happening to them, this is how you know that those people worked against you too. Because some people you really aren't sure about. Some people you didn't suspect. But I'm telling you, when I say the divine, the Most High God have been revealing enemies to me, revealing them to me. And I'm like, dang, I never knew this person didn't like me that way. But my middle kid's father, the one I've been broken up with for 12 years, he had 2 accidents in the past month. Now, this past one that he had to be resuscitated. He had to be resuscitated. And it's like, well, you beat the crap out of me for the 6 years we were together. You know, you beat the dog crap out of me. You know, when I was pregnant, when I wasn't pregnant, when I looked up, when I looked down, you kidnapped our daughter all the time after you would beat the crap out of me, you know. And then I know your mom and all of y'all are practitioners. I never knew it when I was with him, but it was only like I only seen it when I walked away. I only looked back at a lot of things and realized it was craft. It was craft that they were all doing, particular stuff that they was doing. I was eating all day at his mama house all the time and stuff like that, and wonder why I could never get away from that man. Even if he beat the crap out of me. Like people in domestic violence situations, I believe that a lot of that is what's going on. And a lot of times, sometimes in them situations, it be like backfires on love spells. Like men be out here really putting love spells on women. And a lot of that is being acknowledged. A lot more men are putting love spells on women. A lot more men. So, but child, I just look. And when that man showed up early this morning at my door, I looked in his face and I was like, in his eyes, there was nothing there. Nothing. Yep. I know, man. I know. Like you just seeing it, but and then what's crazy is we still get this like little in our heart. We still have a bit of remorse or like empathy for them. Yep. Yeah. That my middle kid's dad and stuff. I just one morning, like after he had jumped on me one night, I called the police, and that next morning, I literally packed it. I went and got a U-Haul. I packed our entire house up, and I drove all the way from Indiana to Arkansas. I just left, and I know he was doing rude work and stuff or did some type of work on me because he was very angry at me. Like he hated me. He wouldn't even his mom and them, they would not do anything for the two children I had with him. They wouldn't send them shit. They wouldn't help pay no money. They wouldn't send no money. They didn't buy birthday gifts for like 6 years. No, because he's been helping, like, let's say I'm gonna give him 4 years. Let me be nice, So I've been left him like 12 years ago. So like 8 years, they weren't helping. And it be like that. But that's a part of what spiritual warfare looks like. We got to understand the severity of what's really going on. When we wake up to how many people use witchcraft and voodoo and be practitioners and stuff, when you wake up and then you look back on stuff in your life, you start seeing it. But it's only when we walk away. Remember, it's when we walk away that we start remembering stuff, noticing stuff that we overlooked and didn't pay attention to. Like, damn, that's really what was going on. But it also helps us to create boundaries, right? And so for me, I do a lot of protection energy work, right? Like just protecting of my energy, my household energy, my children's energy. I do a lot of protection work. Protection. That way I'm not harming anybody. I'm not aiming towards anybody. It's only to be protected from anybody that's deceitful, that's a liar, that's a narcissist, that's a betrayer, a practitioner, a backstabber, anybody that had anything to do with harming me, because when oh my God, the links have been insane. When you think that, let's say if you lived in, I lived in California, Indiana, Arkansas, Georgia, Texas, all of that, right? And I think Florida, I'm not sure. But when you find out all those people are connected and you start finding links with them, that is some creepy shit. That's some creepy shit. So when I say boundaries, and I say I'll be side everybody, but I can't let that stop me from living life, being loved, being a lover. It just literally, my discernment is on like 500,000 right now. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Definitely. No, when I say protection, I'm talking about prayers. I'm talking about like cleansing my energy on a regular basis. Let's say somebody like one of those exes pop up in your head out of nowhere. I do a heavy spiritual bath. I make my own spiritual baths for one. Um Cord cutting. When somebody pops up in my energy, or I start thinking about somebody out of the blue and start thinking about them and thinking about the good times, knowing we had only bad times, knowing they were mean to me, I do cord cutting, and I do that just through meditation. I do that through frequency music. That's why I've been doing a lot of this is probably dead. I do a lot of frequency healing music, healing of the chakras, a lot of walking, a lot of being out in nature, sitting in grass, meditating. And everybody doesn't have to do all that. It's a way to expel the energy. And so much so when you start doing that on a regular basis, you'll recognize when it's something wrong in your energy. It's fluctuating, when you're being attacked or something being sent towards you, especially when people do like lust cravings. When you're celibate, pay attention to like the lustful energy and stuff too. So when I say protection, I mean protection. You are allowed to protect your energy, right? I'm not going against God's will. I'm not in here. I don't like candles. I don't do none of that crap. Now I like sage and Palo Santo to clean the energy, especially like if I have my cousin over or something. But other than that, or even like when my mom comes over here, I like my sage. I like my sage. So, and I just pay attention, excuse me. I just pay attention to my energy. And we are allowed to protect our energy. We are allowed to do that. And I'm not saying go get in a spiritual bath and be like, I pray the evil eye on everybody that has ever done. Nope. Protect me from the evil eye. Protect me from any harm or deceit that I don't see. Protect me from lying and slandering. Protect me from my enemies, both known and unknown. Stuff like that. Yep. Yeah, look. And it's a lot of people out here. Be careful of people wanting to do like Reiki healing. Even if you watching that crap through videos and stuff, people are stealing energy. That Reiki healing, like hell no. Yep. Yep. And this is what I'm saying. Like when you know that, when you are aware of that, you never have to attack people back. Even when you are for sure that people have been attacking you, right? When you have ancestors, and this is what I learned, you just ask your ancestors to take care of your enemies, both known and unknown. So you can focus on, you don't have to rack up karma trying to attack people back or get revenge. You focus on yourself. Healing, 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 protection. Healing, 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 protection. That's all. Getting better, becoming better, healing, protection. Ancestors. While I'm healing, And doing what I'm supposed to do. Please help strengthen my protection, and please take care of my enemies and keep them away from me. Keep them off my path. Keep them from harming me. Keep them out of my way. Keep my energy cleansed and purified from anybody that wishes to do me harm, especially those that I don't know. That's simply all I do. Prayer. And you just ask. Because when you doing the work, anybody that try to come up against you, but I think people are definitely learning. So we've been on here for like an hour and a half, y'all. So I'm telling you, bro, look, them ancestors of the light and dark, they both beasts. They are both beasts. So we've been on here an hour and a half. So it's probably, I don't know what I'm about to do. Probably go stand in the sun. See and get a little feel for outside. And this is what I'm talking about. So I'm on here, I'm opening my energy field when I'm talking to y'all and all that. And so now when I get up and in the live, I go outside, I stand in the sun, stand in the grass, barefoot. And that's protection. That's cleansing my energy and stuff. Cause I never know who come on here live. Or who come on here, tap in and then get off and stuff, or who may be sending me. People can send you, energetic attacks and stuff through your videos, through live, stuff like that. Even when you watching like a tarot reader, and I've been cautious to say this to people too, like be mindful that me as a tarot reader, right? Any messages I give out, let's say I ask to be protected from any and all negative energies or entities, things like that, unseen sources and forces. But let's say somebody comes across my video and watches it, and they haven't done that prayer. They don't protect their energy and stuff like that. Whatever entity that may have been present while I'm doing that reading, it could attack them. This stuff we got to be mindful of. This is why I'm talking about protection. Protection can simply just be knowledge, being knowledgeable about, it's time for that to come out, being knowledgeable about the ways that we can be attacked, for real. So, yeah. It's kind of hard. Look, one step at a time, the making friends things. The moment that you detect that somebody, let's say you meet a new friend, a man, whatever, the moment that person reminds you of someone old, I get rid of them. I'm serious. Small steps. I'm telling you, small steps. Because we cannot do everything at once. We're not going to overcome everything at once. Little steps. Little steps. But yeah, like I said, we don't want to rob ourselves of the glory of life, of actually having real friends, having real relationships. We don't want to rob ourselves of that. I just like to say, like, I met a guy, and we were cool, and we were talking. And he lived long distance. So we were talking over the phone, but then he started saying things that reminded me of my ex. And I was like, I already, and it was like, I think sometimes that stuff be tests to see if we actually notice the patterns, the energies wrapped up in different bodies. And that's how your discernment has strengthened, right? So for that particular guy, I was like, oh no, and I just stopped talking to him. I know. And I mean, it be the same, because they come in fake. They'll come in like they all good, and like, like they have your best interests at heart and stuff. And I'm telling you, but it didn't last nothing but, I say 2-3 days before I started setting. I caught the first 2-3 red flags on the second day. The third day, it was very apparent that it was the same kind of energy wrapped up in a man that has some money, a man that was established, a man that's talking about something, whatever. But it was very clear to me. I was like, yeah, this the same mother effort in another meat suit. I promise you. And I was like, okay. And I started racking up as I continue to talk to him. I continue to draw back and I protected my energy more because now I know you sought me out. You sought me out. So now I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna let you expose yourself. We are noticing that people can no longer keep up their mask and falsehoods anymore. Their lies, their deceit, who they are. If they are demonic or they don't have any good intent, you gonna notice. Hold on, let me see what you said. What do you think about the celibacy for years? I hear some of the spiritual influencers saying they have been in. It scares me. I wonder if it's true or not because I don't want to close myself off. Like being celibate for years? No, I don't know. Listen, I think a lot of people think it's going to be like real hard. It's actually not that hard. When you get into it, I'm talking about you going like months and stuff, and then you start realizing that you reserving so much energy and you using it towards something you're actually elevating and accomplishing more. It becomes like nature or like first nature actually to just like not really miss it. Um, but I've been celibate for years. I don't know. I've been celibate for over a year. Okay, so I'm just saying, and I'm not getting back out there to date just because I want actual exchanges. Because I'm not. I'm telling you, I'm not playing that with these people, these men out here. I'm not. Um, but I do want. I miss intimacy. You know, I definitely miss intimacy. I definitely I want to be with somebody. I want to be somebody. I want someone to be my somebody. You know what I mean? Right. Look, I'm not even going to disagree with you, honey, because 1 year, a little over 1 year, that's been hard. That's been hard. It's been hard. It's difficult. And to be like, yeah, it's a beautiful thing for them. You know, great. 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 But then I'm telling you, they just, the way they be out here acting like, you even when you think about it, I go when I think about like I want to date somebody and I may want to like really get to know someone and stuff. As soon I'm telling you, and I start even liking somebody and I think about that person in that way. When I go on like any type of social media platform and I see how people are doing, how they're acting, the stuff that's happening, it literally kills my actual drive to even you start becoming disgusted at the thought of somebody touching you because you realize that people really simply don't have control of their actual energy. You spread if they have multiple women or they've been doing this or doing that or act like this or say this, you know that those people are no good for you and it really turns you off. So you would be surprised at how easy celibacy becomes when anytime you think of having any interactions with anybody, it has gotten real disgusting out there. It's gotten real like, like I think about it and then I look at people and I be like, nah, I cannot. And it just kills my libido. It just mm-mm. Cause people nasty out here. They just nasty. They just nasty. But I am ready for a life partner though. So yep. Yep. It is. Um, but we all want somebody. We want somebody I think we just need to aim for, instead of like dating for the actual part or anything like that, I definitely would say, if anything, I want a life partner. A life partner could be a friend. It could be someone who sees eye to eye with you and that has been on the path or the journey. Doesn't always have to. We want to date to get married, but we look. It's a lot of stuff being revealed. Even like the whole marriage thing has being revealed as being like some type of trap. Not saying that's always the case, but I'm telling you, I just want a life partner. Somebody I can have fun with, explore the world with, and have intimacy with. And however that looks to me, for real. A lot of sacrifice. So anyways, I'm gonna get off, y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all on the next live. Bye.